BJPenn.com. I have almost legendary MMA trainer here, Firas Zahabi. How you doing, Firas?
Doing good.
We're here at the for UFC 137. You were supposed to have a couple guys fighting on this card. Tell us why you're here and who you're supporting.
We have Francis Carmon fighting tonight. We were supposed to have George, but unfortunately he got injured, so he's gonna have to heal up first before he can fight again.
Okay. And as far as your guy fighting now on the undercard, he's fighting Chris Camozzi. Tell us about this guy's style for a lot of people who don't know about him. And
Francis Carmon's style is very stand-up oriented. You know, he's a well-rounded guy, but he prefers to stand up. You know, he's a tough guy, so he likes to bang it out. And look for him to go for a KO on Saturday night.
Okay, and he's fighting on the preliminary card, correct?
Yeah, he's fighting on the Facebook card, so he'll be the second fight on Facebook.
Okay. And do you have any updates as far as George is concerned?
George is healing nicely. You know, he's working really hard on his rehab. He started doing some pool training and a lot of physical therapy, and he's just, you know, rehabbing his body to get ready for the next camp.
Okay, and it's still Carlos Condit on the table as far as everybody's concerned, right?
Yeah, for what I was told, it's going to be postponed and he's going to be fighting Carlos again.
Okay. What do you think about the main event this Saturday between Nick Diaz and BJ Penn?
I'm super excited. You know, I think if BJ's on his game, you know, nobody could stop him. So it just remains to be seen. But I really expect BJ to knock this one out of the park.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions that are probably hard to answer because it's all speculatory. But you had originally when BJ fought John Fitch, Dana said the winner of that was likely for a title shot. Now again, he's saying Dana's not really mentioning BJ, but saying if Nick Diaz beats BJ Penn, he's likely next in line for George St-Pierre too. How do you see this whole thing playing out? Because we basically just have a few guys at the top all vying for a shot at George now.
You know, it's tough because I think it really depends on the performance. You know, if you win but you squeaked out a victory, I don't think they're as quick to give you a title shot. But if you knock it out of the park, if you win and you're super impressive, I think it's a lot easier for them to give you a shot. So, you know, it all depends how the fights play out. It doesn't really always matter who wins. You know, of course you have to win, but it's how you win too, I think, that gets you your shot.
Okay. Now, George St-Pierre has come out and said that he thought that Carlos Condit was a more dangerous opponent than Nick Diaz. Would you agree with that assessment?
I agree, yeah, because of the style. You know, it doesn't mean that he's better than Nick Diaz. You know, they'd have to fight each other for us to know who's the better guy, but just in terms of style, because you know, Condit's very good at finishing, both standing on the ground like Diaz, but standing he's more versatile. He throws more knees, more kicks, as opposed to Diaz, who's more of a puncher. And I think George's style matches better up with just natural punchers, you know, instead of the Muay Thai style.
Okay. A few more questions for you, and I'll let you go. One, let's just another hypothetical. Let's say BJ Penn. And forget that I actually work with BJPenn.com right now. You don't have to. You can be honest.
I will.
Let's say BJ Penn rolls through the division, has a couple more impressive wins, like you said, and the UFC wins that matchup. I mean, it'd be a BJ versus GSP number 3. Do you think that's something your camp would be interested in if earned?
You know, I think, you know, our camp, they just want to fight. We all just say, you know, especially for George, just fight the best guy out there. So if BJ proves he's the best guy out there, you should get the shot. You know, whoever's the best guy out there.
Okay. And my last question would be, you made headlines a couple days ago all over the place talking about George moving to 155, saying you would prefer him moving to lightweight as opposed to moving up.
I don't mean I prefer him to move. I think he could do both, you know, because he's right in the middle. He could go up or he can go down. And I don't think George is that big of a welterweight, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of welterweights that cut from a lot higher. If you look at Thiago Alves, you know, he was cutting from 200 plus when he fought George. And I just think that, you know, there are a lot bigger guys than him there. So I think people made a little bit more out of it than what I meant, you know. But it's just food for thought, and whoever George decides he wants to fight, you know, that's where we'll train him to go.
Excellent, Firas. Well, good luck to you guys this weekend, and thanks for your time.
My pleasure.